So my name is Billy Drummond. I'm manager of Shankill Alternatives, and we have been leading on the Build Shankill campaign for the last 4 years. Well, there are multiple socio-economic issues, and obviously we're coming out of conflict, where the Shankill's seen the forefront of that. But for us with Build, primarily what we're trying to highlight is the lack of investment. We've identified that there is a huge amount of derelict, underused sites, and what we've been lobbying for the last 4 years is about what can be done with those sites. So rather than see them as sites of dereliction, we see them as sites of opportunity. And every area across Belfast should see the benefits of peace, and particularly those that suffered most through the conflict. So for us, we have been highlighting a positive agenda. We've brought community activism, we've brought partnership from international universities, we've reached out to academics here in Northern Ireland, and we've brought a collaboration together to actually look at creative ways of addressing this. It won't take overnight, but events like this are looking at meanwhile use, creating engagement, but also plans for the longer term. And for the last 6 months now, we've been looking in every neighbourhood of Shankill through the craft kit process to identify what the physical needs are, what they need in terms of housing, which is primarily our biggest drive, and also about community use, green space and all those things. So this is about putting out a 20-year plan, and more importantly about us getting an implementation of that plan.
Community development is best pushed by people from the community. I worked in community development myself, and we can go to many meetings with people from outside the community, with statutory agencies, but they don't know the nitty-gritty details. They don't know what it's like to live in communities of dereliction. They don't know what it's like to live in communities where you feel left behind and you also feel that no one cares. Those are the people that we need to listen to. Those are the people who should be fighting, and I think Build Shankill is an absolute fantastic example of that. The people from this community are fighting back to build their community.
I've worked in this community for many years, and for all the years I've been here, the building that we're beside has been vacant, has been vandalised, and has been underutilised, completely underutilised. So to see this building come to life tonight, even on a temporary basis, it actually fills me with pride in this area. It shows what can be done when people come together, when people work together, when people plan together.
It's absolutely massive. I mean, I don't think we can just sit and wait on other people to do the job for us. I mean, if we look around us, we see the amount of sites of dereliction round about the Greater Shankill area. It's not just the Shankill Road, it's the whole of the Greater Shankill we want to try and regenerate here. We can't just wait, like I say, on other sort of governing bodies and other organisations to do it. We need to take it on ourselves and see what we can do.
Well, certainly we've identified a range of sites. So I understand, you know, we've got huge problems with planning, we've got huge issues with water connections. So physical development takes time, but we have already identified a pipeline of projects. We want to work them up in the business case. We want to engage directly with the private sector. We want to lobby the housing executive and housing associations to say that this Shankill does have a housing need and it really needs to be addressed. So for us in the next 5 years, we really need to see some of these sites that have lain in public ownership for sometimes over 20, 30 years. We need to see these being developed. We need creative ways to overcome the blockages, but the community's ready for it, and we have a plan. So we just basically need people to help us deliver that.
Well, I think Build is trying to look at different ways that spaces can be used, how communities can be involved in animating spaces, and looking at the big picture and how local communities can work with government to bring large-scale investment into the area, and investment is much needed.
Well, again, you know, one of the things is that this is a new area of work for alternatives to get into physical development, so we are not experts in it. But what we have done is we've took a sharp learning curve and we've reached out to all communities, both in terms of in Belfast, across Northern Ireland and internationally. But the research network brings 6 neighbourhoods that are suffering socio-economic issues, that have challenges around the urban space, and we want to learn from each other. There's people who are different journeys in different places, and we think collaboratively we can create the learning amongst ourselves We don't need experts to come in. While they're welcome, we have the expertise within our communities. It's just building that network. It's about building that culture of research where we really start to identify some of the solutions for ourselves and then set the agenda for others to help us.